Hey everybody, it's Craig here, and I'm back with a new video. In this one, we're going to be talking about the Waterman pump fillers, which was one of Waterman's earlier self-filling mechanisms. So let's check it out. All right, guys, so here we have some pump filling pens. Now, what the heck is a pump filling pen? Well, back in the day, everyone was trying to do their own version of a self-filling pen. This was before levers, although I think Schaefer had the first patent for a lever filling pen. But because everyone was trying to work out patents and all this stuff, and everyone was trying to come out with a better version of their own self-filling pen, this was Waterman's first commercially successful attempt at making a self-filling pen. They earlier did a thing called a syringe filler, which I don't have any photos of. There's only a couple examples that actually exist. It wasn't ever cataloged, or I don't think there's any patent drawings or anything of it. Waterman was awarded the patents for these on March 2nd, 1897 and March 27th, 1900, but the first versions of these pens weren't made until 1903. There's no section that you unscrew or anything like that. There's just this knob on the back with the patent dates on it, and you could turn it really tight, or if it was too tight, you could use a coin to be able to open it up, whereas you can see on some of these pens where a coin was used and it's a little messed up on the end. But it's this ingenious thing. You unscrew the back, you get this little piston here wet, you put it in a bottle of ink, and you simply just pump it up and it fills up with ink. It's ingenious. And here's parts that aren't gonna corrode over time. You don't have to worry about them breaking. I mean, this is 120 years old, and look at it, all vulcanized hard rubber, and it works great. The problem with this self-filling pen was you didn't know how much you were filling it. Here's a little example, just some water, and I've got my pump filler here. We'll get this wet. It's filling it up with, say this was ink. And if I pull this out, you can see quite a bit of ink would be going inside of this pen. You can really feel it working though. But if you overfill it, suddenly you have it spraying out the top. Look at that. So if that was ink, that'd be very bad. But it actually works, which is incredible. The fact that this actually works, and I mean, so you would have to guess, hey, that's enough ink. Close it all up, and it's not gonna drip out or anything like that, but you just can't know if you're gonna have a full fill. Also, you unscrew the back. It's really easy to clean. You just unscrew the back here, pull that out, you just rinse that out, and you'd be all good. But yeah, that's kind of the fatal flaw with it, is you wouldn't know how much you're actually filling up the pen. Here in my collection, I have a 12p, a 13p, a 14p, a 15p, and a 16p. And it came in two other sizes, a 17 as well, and an 18. Nobody's ever really seen the 17, and the 18 is just extremely hard to come by. So I keep joking with my friends like, oh yeah, all I need is a 17 and an 18. And they just laugh at me. They're just so rare, so hard to come by. And that just means it has a number 2 size nib, a number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on and so forth. This is the 12p. I got this from Dmitry Grinberg. He is the rare pen guy, Pen Kingdom. So there you have 12p. It's a little bit worn on the bottom. Really nice chased hard rubber. That's patent dates. Love the little arrow on there. The mechanism on this one is a little bit worn. It's missing the little ball on the end, but it's still pretty much all intact and it still works. With a nice New York number 2 nib on there. And you notice this little notch in here that is for airflow, so that when you pull off the cap, it doesn't pull ink out of the pen. So other than seeing the bottom, that's the other way you could tell that it is a pump filler, is by that little notch there. But otherwise, this is a dead giveaway on it being a pump filler. So a really nice example of a 12p. This one's a little bit more worn, but it is modeled. And when I actually bought this, I bought it thinking it was another 12p, but then Dimitri goes, I don't know why it says 113 on the bottom. They had kind of changed around the numbers a little bit, because 12p, P later meant pocket, which meant it was a screw cap pen. So they also did this where they would put a 1 in the 100th spot. So this is a 13p or a 113, which means it is a number 3 size nib and therefore not a 12. So I got a number 3 size nib for this pen. A very nice early number 3 size nib on there. Again, has that little airflow notch on the barrel. Really cool. This one is very squeaky. It's all intact. Still works. Just a little bit more. A little squeaky. Also from Dimitri, I got this, which is a 14P. In this case, 114, 14P. Smooth hard rubber. No chasing on this one. Has a clip. The clip is from before 1910. Kind of stubby New York nib. Squeaky one again. And again, the ball is still there. All still works. And this one came in a trade with my friend Matt Greenberger, Dr. Matthew Greenberger. He is the Dr. G of Dr. G's Pen Apothecary. And I had a very worn 12P. It was my first one I ever had in my collection. You could barely read the imprint. And I got this in a trade with him. I traded that one and another Waterman safety pen for this, which was a good deal because this is much harder to come by. It's all intact. It all works very well. The nib on it is a later one from the 1920s, but still very nice. Number 5 size nib. So they made these from 1903 to 1909, 1910. By then they were starting to really push the sleeve fillers and then the coin fillers, and then they had lever fillers by then. So they weren't really pushing these anymore, but they made so many of them, they just didn't sell very well because, again, you could accidentally spray ink out the top of it when you were filling it. So after the numbering change of 1917, they kind of became the A series. It'd be like, hey, I bought an 86, but it would still say 16P on the bottom because they were just old stock that didn't sell. I got this pen in a trade. I already talked about it on the channel before, but I got this in a trade with my friend Gabe. Just a nice black chase hard rubber. He actually got it from Gary Lair's collection. So really, really nice number 6 New York nib. This is more a overview of the pump filler pens. I don't think there's a YouTube video about the pump filler pens. I don't really need to do a writing sample or anything like that. It's going to write like every other Waterman that I have in my collection, but these are more collector's items. They're harder to come by. Yeah, they work, but it's not something I would use day to day just because it is kind of clumsy when it comes to filling them. But I think they're really fascinating, and early filling system Watermans, if you can find sleeve fillers, if you can find pump fillers, if you can find coin fillers especially, they are just rare. So this is more of a, hey, collector video, check this out. But I recommend if you can find them, get them. They're gonna go up in value. I think everything with Watermans is gonna go up in value. I think same with just antiques in general. There's gonna be more of a resurgence of antique fountain pens. Definitely trying to boost that a little bit. So thanks for checking this out, you guys. If you have any questions about pump fillers, if you have any questions about Watermans in general, I am happy to answer them. Leave a comment down below. You can shoot me a message on Instagram. I'm happy to answer any questions. And that's the video. Thanks so much for checking it out, you guys. If you have any questions about the pump fillers, if you want to leave a comment down below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more content like this. And of course, check out my Instagram at Roccanova. All right, guys, we'll see you all very soon. Peace.